What is limerence? It says limerence is a psychological state of intense infatuation or romantic obsession with another person. It goes beyond a simple crush or attraction and often involves intrusive thoughts, idolization of the person, and a strong desire for reciprocation. Excessive thinking, idolization, seeing that person is basically perfect, emotional dependency, intense longing, intrusive thoughts, fantasy over reality. Killing me. It was killing me spiritually, and it was messing with me mentally and emotionally in so many ways. And God had to deliver me from that, but I first had to recognize it as a problem. That limerence is a problem. And the reason I even brought up limerence is because it leads to the heartbreak. The idolatry of something, the obsession of something leads to it breaking your heart, because idols will never, ever match up to or be able to withstand the enormous amount of pressure we put on them to be our God. Only God can be a good God to us. Idols aren't a good God. Men aren't good gods. Relationships aren't good gods. Friends aren't good gods. Nothing in this world is going to be a good God to you except God. Limerence in my life led me to heartbreak. But what happened before the limerence? It was rejection, limerence, heartbreak, healing. All the things that have happened to me in the past, so that way I can be ready for my future. Still very childish in a lot of ways. Not childlike, but childish. Very immature. I still need to be parented. And our parents on earth are imperfect. So there are some things that you may not get from them, but you can get from God. And I realize that so much of me still needs to be parented by God. I still need to understand what it feels like to feel picked, chosen, like I belong to him, before I one day feel picked, chosen, like I belong to a man. So sometimes I'm like, okay, God, I don't understand. Like, I've been waiting till marriage my whole life. Like I would just give them everything, and I have so much love to give. So why aren't you, bringing that into my life? And God had to show me, you have so much love to give, but you don't give any to yourself, and you also don't prioritize giving any to me, because you don't really believe and trust that I can fulfill you in more ways than a husband could. To learn to just start decentering men and male validation and male attention, because I realized that it's just like everything else, can only fill you up so much. There are parts of God that can reach the little girl in you that still feels like they need a father, that can reach the teenage girl in you that felt rejected in high school by guys or didn't feel pretty, the woman in you who feels lonely because of prolonged singleness. There are so many intricate parts to our heart, to our pain, to our mind, that the fingers and hands of God can and are willing and capable to reach within us. The Bible says that it is impossible to please God without faith, and we have to have faith and trust that God, a life lived with you is a life well lived. Even if I never get married, even if I never have kids. And there used to be a time where there's a part of me that thinks that happening for me is what will complete me and ultimately fulfill me in life. Idolatry is bad. It's a sin, and it's an open door for the enemy to use it to break you. Times where I was mad at God for not having the things that I wanted, and I'm not just talking about, oh God, I'm a little upset. No, really angry, because the Bible says you cannot serve two masters at the same time. Either you'll love one or hate the other. That's the risk of idolatry. Like we see it with the Israelites walking through the wilderness trying to get to the promised land.